Always such a privilege as a RedRabbit product manager to climb onto a webinar and see 400 plus people for the third, fourth time in a row. It's such a privilege. So thank you for those who are taking valuable time out of their day to join us today. And thank you, Scott, for the introduction. I waited for the acorn punch to come through. It's because I do get hot quite easily. Those who saw me at the Gage Cape Town can testament to that that I do get hot quite easily. But luckily today the hot seat is a little bit less intense. And Schalk, we know today that RedRabbit is the most advanced integrated inspection and maintenance solution. And our slogan at RedRabbit has been very simple for the last few years, that we really wanted to save the client's time. We wanted to put real value in the palm of the hand. We engage clients on a regular basis, me and the RedRabbit team, and we still sat, even though we had this great inspection solution, an absolute world-class maintenance solution, and the two could communicate to each other. We still sat with a very unique problem in rentals. Is that in all of the clients today can probably testament to that, and that's what we call internally the broken link. And me and my team over the last 6, 7 months really sat with the opportunity to go and fix that broken link. And that broken link is very simple: is how do you communicate with your service provider? We call them service provider internally. The rental agencies call them contractor. Contractor feel very a little bit harsh for me. I like the word service provider. And ultimately, that broken link is very simple. Is how do we communicate with that service provider? Today, we know that the bulk of the rental agencies, as we looked at the previous data that we collected, that we communicate with that service provider outside the solution. We communicate with them in unstructured communication and instantaneous communication, and that happens outside a solution. That opens up another set of or can of worms that we really wanted to avoid. So we sat with a unique problem that was very urgent and very critical to fix to essentially close the loop in communication and ultimately connect the maintenance of RedRabbit with the service provider in the field. So Sharice, you might just going on one or two slides on if you don't mind. There we go. So that was our next challenge, and that's ultimately a challenge that we fixed a while ago when we launched Connect. But before we could dive in and give Connect to every single client in RedRabbit, we wanted to get our house in order. Scott, you alluded to at the beginning, is that we deep dived into the maintenance of RedRabbit and realized there were some bad habits that needed some fixing. And James and his and the customer success team of RedRabbit really had two great webinar sessions where we really cleaned up maintenance, where we really dived into the heart of maintenance. Of course, we knew maintenance today comes from three places. It comes from inspections, it comes from manual ticketing log, and ultimately from tenant maintenance requests. And we need to get the maintenance a little bit in order, and ultimately before we can get where we are today, where we can put Connect in everybody's hands. Before we dive into that specifics, actually, if you can just go to the next slides, we wanted to create very valuable resources for the clients to use, because that will be the question today. And to me and my team is that, JB, how do I train my service provider? How do I train my staff? Do I have to wait for you? Do we have to wait for webinars? The good news is there will be webinars for all rental agencies, like there's always been in RedRabbit. We will host it consistently and announce it via system notice. I keep those system notice eye on those system notices, and we will continue training agencies as much as we can. As you can see on the screen today, we will launch very critical resources related to RedRabbit Connect. As you can see from the left hand of the screen, we will give you how-to guides. And on both sets, we'll give how-to guides for the rental agency, and we'll also furnish the rental agency with how-to guides that they can issue to their service providers. Very easy, accessible how-to guides that will be available on RedRabbit's knowledge base, which James will show us a little bit later. And to the right, to make it as easy as possible, we have launched and added mastery on our mastery videos page on our RedRabbit knowledge base. We've added Connect training videos as well. We've broken it down into two sections, both agency and service provider, where you can easily send and share that link out to your service provider to make it as easy as possible to understand Connect, to get trained to Connect, and making sure that everybody maximizes Connect to the best of their ability. I want to make it quite clear as well to our clients today that we are there to train them. We are there to help them. We are really there to go above and beyond to make sure that we get full adoption and full usage of RedRabbit Connect. But today we we can't commit to training service providers. And that's for a simple reason that if we commit today to train every single service provider in Connect, that would get overflow of our customer success teams and our customer support team. So we can't commit today to training the service provider. What we can commit today is what I already shared, as that will give enough resources to you, our clients, to make sure you can enable your service providers with videos, with easy how-to guides, as making it as easy as possible for them to get into Connect, understand Connect. And on top of that, we've made the future as simple as easy to use as possible. Without me explaining in more detail of essentially how it will look and a training video would look, Scott, you and your marketing team came up with a video out of nowhere to make it as even more easier for the rental agents today and the service provider to use Connect.